How's it going, people? So this is a short video. It's taken from Kim's Associates for Part A. Now, we've named this one When Thomas Met Kim, and this was in a mental institute. So this is all based on information that was given to us, and of course what we've found out there on the internet as well. So sit back, enjoy, click like, share and subscribe. Thanks very much. In 2013, around about the October time, he was admitted to Park Place Mental Health Hospital in Kissimmee. We'll call him Source A. Emailed Team Bubba claiming that they knew Thomas from when he lived in Kissimmee, and said he was placed into a mental institute, and one of their acquaintances worked there at the hospital, and he even provided the hospital name, which we know I've shown you now is Park Place. Then it must be about a year later, another source, we'll call it Source B, provided us with a plethora of information regarding Thomas. They also mentioned that he was also admitted into the same mental institute as Source A told us. So this Mary worked at Park Place for 15 years, apparently, and they distinctively remember Thomas. Thomas was extremely traumatized when he arrived. They was quite worried about him because, you know, he was extremely traumatized when he arrived, and he was the kind of person that would just sit in the chair for the most of the time. He was very emotional. It was a massive shock to him, and he refused his meds. He wouldn't eat. There were things like he wouldn't wash. They had to clean him and things like that. Because you imagine, you're traumatized. You're going to soil yourself and all that kind of thing. Horrible thing to go through. Right. And she said another resident, a younger lady with long blonde hair, comforted him, and was someone like that he seemed to click with and speak with, and it kind of like brought him out of his shell a little bit. This Mary didn't know what her name was. The only thing that she could tell us is that this lady was quite nice to him, very attached. She'd been a resident in there for a few months, and remembers having ECT. Now I had to look that. I don't know what that is, but it's called electroconvulsive therapy, which said that quite a lot of those treatments, quite a few of the residents had that treatment in there because it was, to help, with psychotic treatment. Apparently, someone within Team Bubba group kindly said that they remember Thomas saying on a show on Cosmic Voice that he'd been in a mental institute. And we managed to locate one of Thomas Williams's Cosmic Voice shows, and it was around the time when he was admitted into that Park Place Mental Institute. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a snippet of that show.
Well, hi all, and welcome back to Cosmic Voice. Well, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. Interesting in inverted commas, massive inverted commas, I might add. It's been quite a traumatic time. And we got a knock on the door, and it was the cops, and all sorts of things went through my head. Has my son had an accident, and a whole host of things. I was greeted at the door, and they decided, they asked me my name. I told them it, and I was still in a bit of state of, what's going on? You need to come with us. And I said, what for? And we don't have to tell you, and proceeded to burst into my home. I asked them for warrants and a whole host of other things. They refused to produce a warrant. They refused to produce papers, and they refused to give me a reason as to why I was being removed from my home. Upon me asking questions, they decided that if I didn't cooperate, they were going to taser me. That's a bit of a shock in itself. So anyway, I was frog marched out of my own home in handcuffs, and I was told I was going to be placed in a mental institution. I was detained for 4 days, threatened with psychotic meds, which I told them to stick in where the sun don't shine, and I won't be taking any. To which they said, well, you won't be getting out of here. Because I managed to smuggle my mobile phone into the prison. And it wasn't a mental hospital, it was a prison. I was locked up 23 hours a day, given pig swill, what they class as food. I didn't eat any of it. And I refused to take the pharmaceutical painkillers either. One lady in particular has been a massive help to me over this last week, and we all need to love each other a lot more than we currently do, and this is very important to all of us. We need to love each other a lot more than we do. We need to look after people a lot more than we do. And this song is going out to this lady. So while I compose myself for the next 6 minutes, we will be back with the show. Apologies that it's been a bit of a long start, but I thought you'd all like to know what went on. I'm back. Like the 2 songs, The Show Must Go On, and I'm alive and I am kicking, and I'm going to dedicate this song to the person who's been the most help to me over this past week. I thank her and I thank you.
I think in the audio file, you listen to that very last bit when he shows his appreciation for one lady. Now, the next bit we're going to cover is, if you remember, about a year ago, we had a whistleblower that provided, well, the address of Kim's house. You know, that was given to us, and not just that, but they also sent us a stack of documentation and copies of photos. One particular photo got our immediate attention. Here's a letter, a photograph of a letter that we've had to, redact because, we don't want people to know, of course, who the doctor is that's involved, the medical doctor. But as you can see from, it's obviously it's a photograph of a hospitalization letter that, we, like I said, we've redacted the doctor's name for obvious reasons as well. But look at the letter. Park Place Behavioural Health Centre. Certificate granted to blah blah blah, the medical doctor of Miss Kimberly Ann Goguen. It says on there that the patient was admitted to hospital on the 13th of August 2013. Now, no, it seems that she was located in Florida for quite a few years, and it looks like, going by this letter and by the evidence of someone described the same as Kim, that she was hospitalized in August 2013, which is, Thomas Williams was hospitalized in, was it October? There you go. And So going by what we've just shown you, this means Tommy met Kimmy well before she allegedly was introduced to Thomas via Shane the Runer. Kim and Thomas must have exchanged phone numbers when they were in the hospital. He admitted to having a phone as well.